For decades, people have whispered about mysterious men dressed in black, appearing without warning, then vanishing without a trace. Are they pure fiction, or real figures operating in the shadows?
Mais y'a Michael Jackson!
Non, il est mort, lui.
In this video, you'll watch real encounters, chilling cases, and the strange evidence that keeps this legend alive.
Nice.
Yeah, close the door, close the door.
There is a reason why, over the course of the past several decades, since the very first UFO sighting till now, that not much is known about them or their whereabouts. The existence of Men in Black in the Hollywood movies starring Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith was of super-secret agents who safeguard humanity from extraterrestrial activity. But in reality, the case is completely the opposite. These real-life Men in Black are dressed in black, appearing as secret government agents, but it is unknown if they actually are, as their facial appearances has been known to be something less of human, but more of extraterrestrials. Their very first case of surface was back in June 1947, fisherman Harold Dahl reported that 6 strange, round, donut-shaped objects appeared over Maury Island in Washington, hovering above his boat. One of the metallic crafts looked damaged and suddenly released a shower of glowing debris that burned Dahl's son and even took out their dog. Dahl said he took photos and kept pieces of the metal. The next morning, a silent man dressed in black arrived, calmly repeating the whole event as if he had witnessed it, and warned Dahl to never speak again. Although later questioned by officials of the U.S. Air Force and the FBI, who wished to collect data on the incident and even wrote a report, a photocopy of which can be seen here. This moment became a key origin of the Men in Black legends. A few years later, another chilling Men in Black encounter involved Albert K. Bender. In the early 1950s, while running his International Flying Saucer Bureau, Bender claimed a dark-clothed man appeared and demonstrated eerie powers. Skeptical at first, he was stunned when the man correctly guessed he had 2 coins in his pocket, made one vanish without touching it. Bender was so scared by this encounter that he went on to burn all his alien research. Moving on to another case where a firefighter, Jim Templeton, in August 1964, went with his family to Burgh Marsh in Carlisle, England, and took a photo of his 5-year-old daughter. When the film was developed, a mysterious humanoid figure appeared behind her, though no one had been there when the picture was taken. Experts, including Kodak, confirmed the photo was authentic and not a lab error, ruling out double exposure or other mistakes. Shortly after, Templeton was visited by 2 men in black, who identified themselves only as number 9 and number 10. They demanded to see the location of the photo, but when Templeton explained he had never seen the figure in real life, the agents grew hostile and stormed off, leaving the case one of the UK's most famous UFO-related mysteries. In October 1987, radio reporter Danny Gordon began investigating a series of strange lights seen over Wytheville, Virginia, after local police reported witnessing unidentified aircraft. Hoping to document the phenomena, Gordon took photos of the objects with a friend. After taking a trip to where these UFOs were being reported, they did see something strange in the sky, but it was, and Danny managed to get a photograph that would back up everyone's reports. He returned home, but before he had a chance to develop the photo, began receiving anonymous phone calls warning him to stop, hinting that the government was monitoring him. Soon, 2 men in black suits arrived at his home, claiming to be journalists, but later his UFO negatives disappeared after their visit. Terrified for his safety and his family, Gordon eventually abandoned his UFO investigations, cementing his story as a modern example of Men in Black intimidation. In 1967, the U.S. Air Force reportedly raised concerns about individuals impersonating military personnel, dressed in black or Air Force uniforms, who approached UFO witnesses and told them to stay silent. Colonel George Freeman, a Pentagon spokesperson for Project Blue Book, allegedly stated that these men carried impressive government credentials, but had no connection to the Air Force, and by posing as officials, they were committing a federal offense. He added that while the Air Force wanted to apprehend them, the trail was usually too cold by the time incidents were reported, though efforts continued. Before we start, hit like and subscribe to stay alert, because these strange moments from around the world weren't supposed to exist. A CCTV camera at a hotel in Roswell, New Mexico, captured two men dressed in black and white entering the lobby of the building. These unusually tall figures drew significant attention as these figures blatantly ignored reception and made their way into the hotel, but were never seen again anywhere in the hotel or on the camera, as security was looking for them. Could it be that they were looking for someone or something and accidentally made the mistake of getting caught on camera? Trailing black suits. A similar incident occurred in Benville Street, New Orleans in 2016, where a man who was waiting for a train noticed two men dressed in black suits who were trailing him. He later shared the footage with a radio station, Third Phase of the Moon, as proof that men in black do actually exist.
These guys do look like the men in black. They look a little creepy, if you ask me. Tell me the circumstance, the preface behind this video.
Well, the reason why I was able to catch them on video this time, I think, is because I was finally with a witness, a friend.
Judging from their black suits that looked from the 1950s, a black tie, and a black hat that make it clear that they were indeed men in black, and not some federal agents. He added that this wasn't his first encounter with them, but he was abducted by them as a kid in 1975.
So this isn't the first time. When was the first time you were visited by the MIB, the Men in Black?
First time, Blake, was that I can remember was in 1975, and that was at my home. I've seen them. Whenever I move to a different place for more than 3 months at a time, they seem to find me and make sure I see them, make eye contact with me. It seems as though they're letting me know they know where I'm at.
Wow.
And I think it's because I've been abducted since I was a child, too, since I was 3.
Okay, this makes sense. This is probably why they're following you around, obviously.
After having to wait on the stop along with a friend, he managed to record them on his iPhone camera and later was able to share the video with the host of the radio station, who later uploaded it on their YouTube channel. Once again, the source added that their appearance and movements were odd, confirming the previous reports and cases we have discussed earlier.
I believe so, Blake, but it's been frightening to me, and finally I was able to get proof. Up until now,
Nice.
People just thought I was a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
these
glad
are-
I got the video.
You got the video, and we're looking at it. We're zooming in. We're slowing things down, seeing if there's anything peculiar about these guys. They seem a little odd.
They kind of move in unison.
Yes.
Yeah, very strange. They seem to almost communicate without moving their mouths.
It almost seems that way. It seems like they are aware that you are filming them almost. And you said, how were you? You said you were doing this inconspicuously. You were kind of holding the iPhone not up to your eyes. You're just holding it down at your waist level. Is this why the camera's a little shaky?
Right. And at the same time, I was talking to my friend, trying to call her attention.
In concern that he might lose this video, the only evidence he had on them after this many years, he decided to send the evidence to her, but it happened to a mysterious friend.
This before. I had never even talked to her about this before. And then after, as a matter of fact, when I tried to send her the video to her phone fried. She wasn't able to keep any of the pictures.
That's
for vacation.
That's strange. I gotta say, this is like, you just paparazzi the Men in Black. You got them. It's very rare that you.
I think I did. I'm really happy that I did, because you know what? It gives me validation.
He added that the only verbal interaction that he remembers having with them was back in 1989.
In a crowded room or a big crowd, like New York City, 1989. One of them walked up to me, and it looked as though he might have been getting ready to speak to me, but I couldn't tell you because his mouth was close to my ear, and the only thing that I heard was, "Don't take yourself so seriously, they won't believe you anyway."
Wow.
That's the only thing they've ever said.
Black-suited visitor. Surveillance footage from Anchorage, Alaska, captured a strange encounter at an unknown law firm on June 16, 2018, sparking widespread speculation about the men in black. The video shows a secretary at the front desk typing when a tall, bald man in a black suit enters with an unusual, precise demeanor. Although the footage has no audio, the secretary's uneasy behavior is clear. She shakes her head and gestures toward the door, seemingly asking him to leave. The man makes a series of strange hand movements, and the secretary appears to comply, placing items aside and retrieving a camera from a bag before calmly walking out with him. The footage circulated online years later, with viewers suggesting the man could be a real-life Men in Black agent, possibly an alien hybrid with mind control abilities connected to the mysterious disappearance of the woman. Mysterious gathering. A driver who was passing through the rural areas of Colorado, where on the road with no streetlights, he made a very bizarre encounter. In the middle of the road appeared a man-like figure who was wearing a black suit with a hat and holding a briefcase. Immediately after being seen, he ran towards the side of the road where dozens of them were seen all dressed the same and holding a briefcase. They all started behaving weirdly while staring at the driver. Initially, this seemed like a gathering of men in black, but considering the reaction, the possibility of this being something else was considered. Playground shadow. This clip was shared by a concerned guard after something spooky development was observed. It started off with a lone woman who was accompanying her child in the playground, where minutes later, a shadow of something not visible appeared. While the woman is unaware, it seems to be looking in her direction while being on top of the slide ladder. Once again, even though this may look like the case of a paranormal entity, the appearance of a shadow made it doubtful and rather of a person wearing some type of invisibility cloak, perhaps a man in black. Spooky encounter. By now, it's clear that you can't really see or notice the men in black unless they allow it. This case, however, was a confrontation actually caught on camera. Old security footage from 2009, recently shared on an unnamed source's Twitter account, shows a man coming face to face with a tall figure resembling a man in black. They appear to exchange brief words before the figure seems to activate some kind of unknown device, which, within seconds, incapacitates the man and leaves him on the ground. As the man goes into the blind spot and returns, there is a visible flash and some kind of layer that can be seen on the man as if he were being abducted, where the footage cuts off abruptly. Hatman intruder. A lone man who, after returning to his apartment in Philadelphia, found his door unlocked. Seeing how everything was in order, he thought the intruder might still be around. So he decided to start filming to catch the supposed thief or intruder on camera. Just took a peep into his bedroom only to find this. By the hat, dark-natured silhouette, and staying in shadows, it pretty much narrows down that list of what or who this is. Unusual bodyguards. At a red carpet event at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, a cameraman captured a strange moment when two unusually tall bodyguards appeared among the security detail. Their proportions, long arms, elongated frames, and rigid posture didn't match normal human movement, almost as if they were imitating it. People nearby even shifted their attention away from the celebrity toward the mysterious pair. When the footage spread online, some viewers argued these figures might have been men in black, making a rare public appearance, though others remained doubtful, noting the men in black are almost never reported in such open, highly visible situations. Passing through matter. A security camera in the alleyway of a Chinese restaurant somewhere in New York City captured a surprising moment. Dating to May 18th, 2021, it showed a very tall figure that suddenly appeared wearing a dark robe, confidently making its way through the fence and disappearing as if there was some kind of portal. The very randomness of the moment, the unique look and dressing of the figure, sparks controversy anywhere from these being alien figures or another rare glimpse of men in black. Off-guard suits.
Ah, mais il y a Michael Jackson!
Non, non, il est mort, lui. Non,
Mais non, regarde, mais c'est lui, viens, viens, viens.
3 friends who were heading home after a party and were on the streets in Lisbon, Portugal, when their path got crossed with unknown men. The men that were seen were in suits or almost in suits, holding shopping bags, where one of them attempted to hide themselves while the other started chasing them. Initially, it was thought to perhaps be a celebrity hiding itself or not wanting to be filmed or seen by anyone, let alone a recording camera. However, seeing how well hidden its face was proof that this couldn't have been the reason. As sane as it looks, but another theory was discussed that it was perhaps the men in black who just might have been caught off guard and were reacting.
C'est lui, viens, viens, viens.
Roswell containment.
You spoke about, I believe it was a general that said that there was a shadow government that existed.
Despite that, decades of UFO myth-making turned the Roswell incident into one of the most famous alleged alien crashes. Some whistleblowers and fringe researchers claim that after the crash, men in black agents appeared on site, confiscating debris and removing alien bodies from the wreckage for secret containment.
Of the eyewitnesses of Roswell, they spoke about, in layman's term, the men in black. These guys who came and they swore everybody the secret, and they took the alien survivors away, and they took all of the people.
According to one version of the tale promoted by ufologists such as Stephen Greer, 3 UFOs crashed near Roswell. Crews reportedly recovered extraterrestrial bodies, and men in black came to collect them, allegedly carrying at least one living alien into secret custody, where it was held in isolation for about 4 years.
And there were 3 of these ET craft that were over that area. 2 of them collided. One was in a bazillion pieces, not far from that Roswell Army Air Base. And there were extraterrestrial bodies and I know of one living ET taken from there.
Weird downtown encounter. One of the pedestrians walking in downtown Hong Kong on September 19th, 2011, noticed a strange man, not because of his behavior, but because of what was visible. A faint glow of light seemed to be coming from his hands, as if he were holding some kind of unusual power. His appearance was sudden, random, and quick to vanish, making it difficult to tell whether he was another man in black or someone being chased by one. The unknown figure, realizing he had drawn attention, quickly fled and appeared to disappear into thin air just as a bus passed by. Due to the speed and manner of his disappearance, this case is often linked to the men in black, even though his appearance did not match their usual description. Dark dancing figure. A TikTok user at nika.iles posted a video on 3rd March 2023 showing what she captioned to be the tallest woman to have ever seen. She was returning home after spending time with her friends when in her path came across this unusually tall and skinny lady-like figure dressed in completely dark clothing from head to toe. After crossing paths, it stood and started to dance, stepping back and forth. Despite getting the creepy vibe, the woman tried speaking to her, to which she reacted by starting to chase her, almost as if this was intentional.
Hey, holla.
The very creepy and sudden appearance of this woman in black says it all that she could be part of the same club. Famous Miami sighting. Back in January 2024, a shadowy sighting that was reported at Bayside Marketplace Mall in Miami, Florida to be alien was actually something else completely. This clip was posted on Reddit days after the incident by a source who was one of the shoppers in the mall. showing the figures to be in dark attire, very similar to the actual uniforms of the so-called men in black. Now, even though the clip mysteriously got quite blurry, the dark, unusually tall silhouette, along with the visible black hat on top of all three of these figures, is what confirms that these were men in black. None of the witnesses recall much about the incident, until after which it clearly shows their memory was wiped off. Finally, the Miami Police Department reviewed the footage and responded publicly. The figure seen in viral videos was just a person walking with a shadow, not an alien, which further proves these were men in black. Faceless man.
What the hell is that?
Two young men who were driving in the countryside somewhere in Nebraska late at night, where they made a terrifying encounter. The clip that was shared on TikTok showed a man in casual clothes who appears from the dark by the roadside, briefly staring at them as they slowly pass by, showing to have huge eyes and eyebrows, along with a mouth, yet no nose. When it noticed that they were recording it, it rushed to confront or stop them, but they managed to speed away, being creeped out by its presence. While some theories suggested this to be something paranormal, the sources were equally just as convinced that this could be one of the men in black.
What the Oh, what the
Dark masked man.
Yeah, close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
A group of friends who were passing through the woods in Ohio on the 5th of November 2023, where they spotted a dark masked man. It was first staring at them from behind a tree, leaving them all in panic. Within moments, the masked man with dark appearance disappeared, only to reappear on their rear camera next to the vehicle of one of their friends, who had joined them later down.
No way. Yo, what the
Yeah, I'm scared.
After realizing they had left the vehicle unlocked, they rushed outside, but were too late to confront it, as the dark man stole the vehicle. The owner of the vehicle was known to be a UFO conspiracy theorist and claimed to have unique evidence on numerous UFO sightings, which may have caused the appearance of this black figure or man in black.
No! Is it gone? No! Oh!
Teleporting man. A CCTV camera captured footage of a weird moment that occurred on a busy road in the Philippines, dating back to 2015, around 9 p.m., where a portal mysteriously opened just for a moment, only to disappear soon after, as a man stepped out from it. From the quickness of the moment to appearing in almost a blindside, could this be a member of Men in Black? Which would explain a lot how Men in Black, who are connected to extraterrestrials one way or the other, have high tech that helps them appear and disappear to any part of the world at moment's notice. Shady silhouette. On October 28th, 2025, a streamer named Juanito Juan, who was streaming late at night when he heard a disturbance while he was discussing the topic of aliens, UFOs, and paranormal entities. As he was quick to investigate, he noticed a weird, dark figure that looked grayish-black that was present in his living room. With his phone nearby, he started recording it, where for minutes, neither of them made any movements. Later in the clip, he managed to zoom in and notice that it actually looked like a person using some kind of invisibility cloak. Late-night entity.
Mom, where were you?
After being woken up randomly around 4 a.m., the source of this footage noticed an unknown entity standing in the middle of the road. It stood still motionless, which was first thought to be some paranormal entity until its visible shadow proved the case otherwise. Moments later, when the source once again looked in its direction, it happened to disappear. Now, despite it not being visibly dressed in anything black, there was a vibe that this perhaps could be another one of them, seeing how well it was dark, despite the streetlight, and not to mention the manner of sudden disappearance.
Why didn't you save me?
Hatsil Hoot. A homeowner living in a 160-year-old house across from a forensic center recalled an unsettling incident late one night while heading upstairs after cleaning the kitchen. As she turned toward the hallway, only to notice a sharp, human-shaped shadow wearing a hat across the front door around 10 p.m. She went to confront the figure, only to find no one outside. What puzzled her most was how long the shadow stayed there, despite no person or passing lights being close enough to cast such a shape. Although she hesitated to call it paranormal, some viewers suggested the sudden appearance, the lingering silhouette, and the silent disappearance resembled reports of men in black encounters, where figures are often seen only for a moment and vanish without explanation.
There's literally...
Ridgeline Giant.
There's a person standing there.
No, it's not!
In early 2022, a man named Andrew Dawson was driving to work near Campbell River in Canada when he filmed a strange figure standing on a distant hill. It looked human, but the size seemed much larger than a normal person. After this video, Andrew considered all possibilities from this being a real giant living in the mountains to a Bigfoot or even some type of alien scouting the area. There are also ideas that it was actually a person connected to government secrets, like a man in black, who may have been in the midst of a cover-up.
Dude, have you seen what I've seen right now?
Weird humanoid. When old clips from the London Olympics began resurfacing online, people noticed something unsettling in the crowd. In several shots, a strange, dark figure appeared standing among the audience, yet nobody around seemed to react to it at all. Its shape looked unusual and almost shadow-like, and the more people zoomed in, the stranger it looked. This set off a wave of theories, with some suggesting it might not be a normal person at all. A few people wondered if it could be a hidden member of the Men in Black without its usual black suited appearance, or possibly something we don't understand that only the camera managed to catch. Whatever it was, the mystery continues to spark questions and creepy speculation. Strange figure spotted. Considering the verified theory of Men in Black looking less of humans and more of aliens, this could be them. A clip from Area 51 that was leaked shows two humanoid-like beings walking calmly within the base. Released in 2013, the beings were dressed in ordinary clothing, but their faces clearly were not those of humans. This suggests they may have been staying there and perhaps cooperating closely with human staff. Even with their unusual features, they seemed relaxed and unnoticed, fitting naturally into the setting like regular workers. The manner in which they moved around their surroundings implied that they were operating beside humans at the facility, under an arrangement. Guarding suit.
I stood before you and said that Israel's security is sacrosanct.
Cleaning the mess doesn't just seem to be the task of the Men in Black, but also other roles, such as a bodyguard. This clip was recorded during one of Obama's private speeches. A distant bodyguard attracted attention because his appearance seemed unusually stiff and expressionless, almost like someone trained to blend in while keeping an eye. The same security guard was later spotted during Trump's inauguration parade, again carrying out his duties. But this time, people noticed his strange movements and an oddly positioned hand. This led to theories that he might be part of a Men in Black type group that secretly either is working with the government or FAR. Unusual humanoid. At first glance itself, you can be sure that this isn't some normal human being, rather fits the description of the secretive Men in Black. A clip that was leaked on the dark web showed a secret meeting of higher-ups in an undisclosed location in the United States. According to the source, this unusual being is believed to be the top dog of the very secretive Men in Black outfit. The clip of this gathering with other humans working for the US government is another nail in the coffin that the Men in Black are indeed top secret agents. Hilltop humanoids.
Mano, pior que mexe esquisito demais.
This new sighting adds to a long list of strange encounters, making 2024 feel like a year full of mysterious visitors. Recently, in Brazil, a group exploring a remote hillside captured footage of an unusual figure that immediately grabbed attention online. According to their account, the shapes looked like extremely tall humanoids, reportedly close to 10 feet in height, and their sudden appearance left everyone unsettled. In broad daylight, these figures seemed to move along the path and later paused at the top of the hill, as if watching the group from above. People online quickly offered explanations, ranging from alien beings checking in on us to ordinary hikers made to look larger because of perspective.
Você consegue captar as vibrações. Vem até nós.
Teleporting appearance. From men in black figures to paranormal entities, it almost seems like they all used some kind of teleporting facility. A home security camera caught a concerning moment just outside the front door of a residence, showing an actual figure with a shadow appearing out of thin air. Though the actual nature of this figure is not known, its very shadow rules out the possibility of it being a paranormal entity. Hooded time traveler. A strange video has been circulating online that makes time travel theories sound less like fiction and more like a real possibility. Security footage from a backyard showed a hooded stranger roaming slowly around the area, as if searching for something no one else could see. Suddenly, the figure reached forward and seemed to pick up an invisible object, which gave off several bright flashes that the camera caught even during the day. Just a moment after the final burst of light, the person completely disappeared from view, along with whatever they had taken. The clip feels like a scene from a science fiction movie, leaving people to wonder if they just watched someone slip out of our timeline. Translucent or invisible. This person might not be teleporting or jumping through time, but whatever is going on, they seem to know how to stay hidden. A motion sensor security camera caught the shadowy outline of someone walking by, yet they were nearly impossible to notice without the footage. Unlike a ghostly shape, the figure had a solid form, just strangely hard to see, as if they were blending into the background. This has led people to wonder if they were using some type of advanced cloaking technology, possibly switched on or controlled by something they were carrying, making them nearly invisible to anyone nearby. The video has definitely reached its end. I will see you again with another video. Until then, you can check out these other videos for a wow dose of entertainment and knowledge.